Hi everybody, it's me. I'm back again. I have just finished work. Now this is going to be a bit abstract, but I'm actually driving home from the Blue Mountains, and it's about 1:45 in the morning, and I was just at a place called Springwood, and I'm going to be driving home. So I thought, for what it's worth, this is not tarot related or bee related. It's just me keeping you company. So I don't know if you're into this sort of stuff. This is a nice night ride journey. It'll probably take, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, maybe a bit longer. So see how long this video takes to load up. So if you've ever wanted to see the Blue Mountains at night time, here's your chance. So for those of you who don't know, the Blue Mountains is like a mountain range. Well, it's actually part of the Great Dividing Range, which is it starts in Queensland in Australia and it goes down to Victoria and I think maybe even to South Australia. So any Aussies can correct me on that, that's fine. So look, what's the speed limit? I have no idea. I'm about to go past the speed camera. Didn't buzz, that's a good sign. So I was working tonight, and we're coming up to a place called Warrimoo. There you go, Warrimoo. So yeah, and so this is part of the Great Dividing Range, and the reason that the Blue Mountains are called blue is because in Australia we've got what's called the eucalypt trees, and they emit a gas. And from a distance, that gas looks blue. So that's what that's all about. So anyway, if you're into night drives or whatever, I hope you enjoy the cinematic experience. I'm just going to try, and I've got some water in my bag here, which I'm going to probably start slurping in a minute because I'm a bit thirsty. If I can find it. Here we go. So I'll try not to make too much noise. Just not easy for me. So cheers everybody. And so if you're into this sort of thing, and I know I can see that the quality of the, I'll try and do that again. I can see that the quality is not going to be brilliant, but that's okay. I'm not a cinema person or a film person, so yeah. And so I'm going to go home and get some sleep, have a shower and get some sleep. So enjoy the ride home from the Blue Mountains. Alright guys, signing off, and enjoy the ride. So I'm not sure if you can see the lights in the distance, but that's Sydney. So we are leaving the Blue Mountains. You can't really see it in this light, but if you look to the distance, you'll see the lights of Sydney. So just kind of leaving the Blue Mountains now. For some very strange reason, they call it the City of the Blue Mountains, so I don't know why they do that. Very strange. I don't know. Maybe us Australians, maybe we're all just strange. Even the ones that don't read tarot. They're the really weird ones. Woohoo! So looks like there's more roadwork coming up here, so I wonder which company that is. So it is... Oh, okay. Whoops. I'll let you go through. Okay. So they, on these main roads, they try to do their road work at night time because obviously it's less interference with the traffic. And so we're coming down now to, yeah, just leaving the Blue Mountains. And I'll stay in this lane and we'll overtake the truck once this ute moves ahead. And then I'll just slip into the left lane. And here we go. Right. So that sign there says, "Welcome to Sydney, destination New South Wales." Another thing that you can do, you can always watch this at double speed or whatever. I'll sound like a chipmunk. But anyway. Yeah, so just leaving the Blue Mountains. I guess we were probably, I don't know, a fifth of the way up, or maybe a tenth of the way up the Blue Mountains. So yeah, but like I said, it's part of what in Australia is called the Great Dividing Range, and it starts from Queensland and it kind of goes inland, goes down through New South Wales and into Victoria. So Melbourne is Victoria, so that's where Lena is, and I'm in Sydney. This is the Nepean River crossing here. This river tends to flood a bit. Yeah. Further downstream is called the Hawkesbury River, so it's got two names. So sometimes people just call it the Hawkesbury Nepean River. So I don't know why that is. But anyway. See, here's the thing, I can't put any music on because then I'll get done for copyright. Can't put on any Stevie Nicks. Bugger. Or ABBA. Bugger. Anyway. That's okay. So I know that some people just find this kind of drive thing just really relaxing. So, you know, some people watch trains going past in the slow TV things. So that's why I thought I'd do this. So in case this gives someone some comfort or some relaxation. So yeah. So hopefully this will give someone a bit of rest. So tonight I just decided to drive my car and just meet everybody up there on the roadwork site, which was, I kind of like it in a way because you kind of have autonomy. So when they send you home early, you can go. No, I think there was two jobs, and the first job finished, and I just noticed that there was a lot of people just kind of chatting around, and so then one of the people came up to me and said, "Oh, I've got to send 10 people home." So yeah, now would be a great time to answer big questions. but I won't put you through it. Yeah, won't put you through it. Okay. So we're kind of just in the we're like on a motorway, but we're kind of in the western suburbs of Sydney. So in Australia, it's changing now, but in the old days, like when I was young, we used to have this thing called the Great Australian Dream, and that basically meant you get to own your own home. And so the homes were like quarter of an acre, or the large blocks of land, which over time they got less. As he yawns. And so we have this thing called urban sprawl, and so the cities in Australia, they're quite large. I can't ever remember what the population of Sydney is. I think it's somewhere between 4 and 5 million, but it could be more. I honestly don't know. I haven't counted everybody. So, in essence, what that means is that the cities in Australia, they're well spread out. So, in a way, that's why Sydney's so big, geographically speaking. So, a bit of information there. And we're coming up to Mount Druitt, St Mary's. So these are like western suburbs. This is like hardcore western suburbs, Sydney, Mount Druitt, or the Druitt. You call it the Druitt, or the Mount Druitt. So. So I thought I'd just put this under the section drive, and I actually would like to have playlists for all the elements, like for earth, wind, fire, and water. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So I don't know where drive would. I guess drive would be air. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do. So it's just on 1 o'clock in the morning. So I used to be a nurse, as I've told you guys. So I'm kind of used to shift work, I'm used to not sleeping. Or sleeping erratic hours. I'm just used to it. So. But it was a good shift tonight. It was fine. No dramas. Yeah, so in Australia we have an election coming up soon. I think it's the 5th of May or something like that. The elections are very different here compared to the US. I guess they're more like Canada. We have, I think it's called the Westminster system. I think that's what you guys have got in Canada. If that's true. I really couldn't handle like a election cycle that goes for 15 million years. I don't think I'd cope with it that well. I tend to I try to avoid all the election stuff as much as possible. I know like who I'm going to vote for, and in Australia, voting is compulsory, so you have to vote. Yeah. So I've always known it that way. You turn 18, you register to vote, and then you just vote. So, but voting is okay. Like you just kind of, well, I always vote early because it's just easier for me to vote earlier. That way you kind of miss all the crowd. But if you vote on the day, you just lob up. You get a sausage roll, like, sausage and a bit of bread and a bit of tomato sauce, can of Coke or can of drink, and you get that by the time when you start, and then by the time you finish that, you're going to vote. So you just got to, have a munch and have a chat to the people around you and vote and get on with your life. It's really easy. It's just really easy. So it's something that maybe I've taken for granted. I don't know. But I mean, no elections are perfect. But so far so good. We don't seem to have the difficulty that the States has. I'm not really sure. Well, I know that Canada's got an election coming up soon too. So, Canadians, I think your election is before ours. I think yours is in April, towards the end of April, if I'm not mistaken. And ours is in May. So, I'll probably vote maybe this weekend or next week. Usually for early voting, it starts about a week or so before the election. So you just go to your local polling booth and you bring a bit of ID and tell them who you are and vote and get on with your day. So yeah, it's pretty easy. There's more traffic work on here. So it's actually quite a nice drive home. It's quite pleasant. So there was a bit of traffic on the way up, but that's okay. that truck missed the bridge. I was looking at that truck going under the bridge and I'm thinking, that's not much room between the truck and the bridge. Hello, hello. Windscreen again if I can. Sorry about the noise, guys. Okay, I'll leave it like that. So we're going to turn left off here onto a road called the Cumberland Highway. And we're going to be full on in suburbia in about 2 minutes. So I don't know how boring this is going to be, but if I think it's looking like really crap, I'll stop the video, but I'll see how I go. I'm not sure you guys want to see suburbia Sydney at night time. We'll see what it's like. Yeah, so this is the Cumberland Highway, and I'm just looking at the rear. It looks all blurry and stuff. It doesn't look great, so I might actually get rid of this soon. Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, folks, to anyone that's still remaining watching this, thank you for supporting my channel and the comments. And I know I keep saying that, but it really does mean a lot to me. I think in these insane times, it's just important that we stick together and help each other out, and we can all do something to, you know, help somebody else, no matter how big or small we think it might be. We can all do something. So yeah. And as you've probably noticed, we drove on the left-hand side of the road here in Australia, like they do in England and in New Zealand. We all drive on the left-hand side of the road. Anyway, folks, I might just leave it there. We're coming up to about 36 minutes of video. That should be enough to destroy the brain cells of anybody. Still hanging by a thread onto the channel. So, yeah, thank you once again for all your support and your kindness. I really do mean that. And all that stuff. And I'll probably be home in about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. So should be good. So got a bit of work this week, which is good. And there's something happening up here. I see flashing lights. Alright folks, I'm going to sign off. Thank you once again for watching. Stay safe, and I hope that this video of me driving, especially from the Blue Mountains, I hope it was enjoyable for at least somebody out there. Alright guys, take care, and alright, take care guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Okay, signing off. Bye for now. Bye.